Our cover story tonight is about a tragedy that has left China in shock. On Sunday, a bus shuttling people to a quarantine site crashed. 27 people have died. To many of our viewers, this might sound like an insignificant story. You might even ask, is it worth paying attention to? Yes, the bus crash is unfortunate, but why is the global press paying so much attention to this story today? That's because it is bringing bad press to China's Communist Party. There is nationwide outrage against the Chinese leadership. People are questioning the zero-COVID policy and shining light over the crimes committed by officials in the name of pandemic prevention. And in the next few minutes, we will tell you all that you need to know. Let's start with the crash. It happened on a Sunday in the Guizhou province. This is in southwestern China. The bus overturned while it was on its way to a quarantine center. It was passing through a mountainous stretch of a highway. The bus fell into a ditch. Over 24 people died. Who were these people? Were they patients? No. Were these people close contacts of patients? We don't know that either. All we know is that the local level authorities were conducting this operation. And it only gets murkier from here. The bus was traveling to a quarantine center that is over 200 kilometers away from the city, that too late in the night, at around 2:40 a.m. China's transport rules prohibit long-distance coaches from operating that late. Then what was this bus doing on a mountainous stretch of the highway, that too in the dead of the night? These suspicious circumstances are now fueling outrage in China. When news about the crash broke on Chinese social media, the state censors rushed to scrub it off the internet. But they could not contain the story. The local authorities then issued a half-hearted apology. It came from the vice mayor of Guiyang. He did not say what he was sorry for or why the authorities allowed this bus to move around that late. But quietly, 3 officials have been suspended from duty. Were these moves enough to contain the public anger? Not at all. The backlash continues. A hashtag about the crash has gone viral. It has been viewed over 400 million times. Within 24 hours of the crash, there were over 69,000 comments online. Among these comments was a photograph. This is believed to be the driver of that same bus. Reports say he was wearing a hazmat suit while driving. Chinese social media users are questioning if the suit affected the man's ability to drive. Recent events are driving this public anger. Just last week, a shocking case came to light. A local official in Jiangxi was detained. He allegedly raped a 12-year-old girl while her parents were in quarantine. Chinese officials are being cagey about this case, but some details have come out. Apparently, when the parents got this news, they were not allowed to quarantine. Later, the local police released a public notice. It revealed that a Chinese official was placed in criminal detention, but he was not charged with rape. He was detained on an assault charge. Again, there was public outrage. Chinese citizens slammed the zero-COVID policies and the local police. And who can forget these videos? Just a few weeks ago, an earthquake in China's Chengdu killed dozens. It happened right after the city went into a lockdown due to a handful of cases. It was one of China's most powerful earthquakes in years. Guess how the local authorities dealt with it? When the tremors began, residents tried to leave their homes. They were stopped by officials in hazmat suits. For how long can China carry on like this? The evidence is undeniable. The people of China are furious about zero COVID. With each passing week, the policy is pushing more people towards anger and frustration. China's uncompromising pandemic restrictions were supposed to protect the population, but the same policies are now putting Chinese citizens in harm's way. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.